Hello kids, today in this video we are going to know about has, have or had. So let's start. Why we use has or have? Has or have used to show possession, which means to show something belongs to you or someone, means the thing which you have your own right. Or what about the had? Had used to show possession, which means to show something belongs to you or someone. In past. Yes, we always use had in past. When you have to need to show your possession, the thing which belongs to you, but in past, that there we will use had. Like she has a doll. So this doll belongs to that girl. He had books. In the past time, maybe this boy had books. They have balloons. But kids, we have some rules to use has, have or had. We use had with all subject, but in past time. And we use have with I, you, they, we and plural subject. When we will have I, you, we, they as a subject, that time we will use have. And when we will have he, she, it or singular subject, that time we will use has. First of all, let's get to know about have. Have is used when we speak about more than one person or thing. Means when you will have plural as a subject, that time you will use have. Like here, we always use have with they, we, you and I and with plural subject. Examples, we have toys. So here we stands for plural. So we will use here have. You have a cat. You always stands for plural. That's why we will use here have. Next we have has. Has is used when we speak about one person, place, animal or thing. Means when you have to show the possession with singular subject, that time you will use has. She, he, it stand for singular. That's why we will use here has. For example, a clock has two needles. So here a clock is here singular subject. That's why we used here has. Ali has a big car. Ali is also singular here, only one person, so we will use has. He has a beautiful house. He stands for singular, only one person. So for that we will use has. Okay? Let's differentiate has or have. In this example here, an elephant has a long trunk. Here we are talking about only one elephant. So we will use has. An elephant has big ears. So here elephant is a subject here. It's a singular and he has big ears. But in this example, birds have wings. Here we are talking about two birds. The birds have wings and birds have beaks too. So birds stands for plural. That's why we will use have. And elephant stands for singular. So we will use has. Next we have had. Had is used for past time with all subjects and nouns. It's very simple. We always use had in past time. And you always use had with all subjects. Might be I, you, we, they, he, she, it or singular or plural subject. But in past time. Look at here. We use had with they, you, we, it, I, he, she. For examples, yesterday we had computer class. So here we are talking about yesterday. The day has gone. And here we stands for plural. No need to worry. Whatever subject will be here, in past time you always use had. Yesterday we had computer class. I had fruits in breakfast. Here we have a I, and in present time we always use have with I, but for the past time we will use had. No need to worry about the subject in past time. Look at here, I have a brother. So here we are talking about present time. We will use here have with I. He has a toy car. So he here is a singular, and for singular what we will use? Has. My father had an old scooter. So here we have used had because we are talking about past time. My father had an old scooter. Got it? Let's have more examples. She dash a pet cat. So she stands for singular, and we always use has with singular. So what we will use here? She has a pet cat. Next, he has a ball. So he is also here singular, and we are talking about present time. It has 7 colors. So it is also singular, and we will use has. Ravi has a red car. Ravi is a singular here, only one boy, and for him we will use has. Monkeys have long tail. Here monkeys. Monkey stands for plural subject, and we always use have with plural subject. We have a toy shop. According to the rule, we will use have with we. We have a toy shop. In this example, Alice and Alistair had 2 apples. Here we are talking about past time. Alice and Alistair had 2 apples. They had the 2 apples in past time. But Alice and Alistair have 1 apple. For the present time, Alice and Alistair are here plural subject. And for present, we will use here have. Here, Perrie had a beautiful doll. So here we are talking about past time. That's why I used here had. Perrie had a beautiful doll. But here Perrie has 3 beautiful dolls. For the present time we are talking about that she has a beautiful dolls. And it's a present time. That's why we will use here has. I had a camera last year. In this sentence, we are talking about past time, last year. So what we will use? Had. I had a camera last year. I don't have any camera now. But in present time, I don't have any camera. So what we will use? We will use have. Here, we had a small hut. In the past time, we had a small hut. But for the present time, we have a big house. So here we will use have with we. Next, she had 3 eggs yesterday. Yesterday refers to past time. So we will use here had. She had 3 eggs yesterday. And she has 8 eggs now. Yesterday she had 3 eggs. She stands for singular, and for singular we will use has. Okay kids? So it's all about for today. Keep practicing.